Yes, we are live now.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Uh, this is FPL Kante, FPL Wrangler, and Zidane calls me Daddy. That's our Twitter handles. We are, as you can already tell, we are FPL players. So this is our first collaboration. This is the first time we are trying this. We have been thinking about making some FPL content for some time. But this is the first time we are doing this together as a video format. So of course, game week 18 is coming on. So our focus is going to be on that. So before going into all the details, we will just quickly introduce ourselves because this is the first time. Um, I am, as you can say, I'm a Chelsea supporter. My Twitter handle is FPL Kante. Uh, I've been playing FPL for almost 10 years, a little more than 10 years. I would say I'm a very mediocre player. My highest OR has been around 40K or so. This season has been a little bit up and down, but just kind of trying to go with the flow. Uh, I would go and switch to my two friends, FPL Wrangler first, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hey guys, thank you so much, Kante. This is FPL Wrangler. Um, that's how I go in the Twitter. So as Kante mentioned, like we have been thinking about having some contents for a while. We have been like very much enthusiastic about FPL. So thought to kind of make some collaboration together and help community as well as us. So that's our first um, approach. I hope you're gonna like the content, and in the future with your support we're gonna move forward. So I've been playing FPL like for almost 12. This is actually my 12th year. So again, not very expert. My highest overall ranking was like 17K. But this year it was again kind of like country ups and down. I started with 22K at the very beginning, but then went outside of 100K. But this time again came back at 88K. So yeah, I'm a Manchester United supporter. Um, so I hope you're gonna like it and wish us good luck. And with that, I would like to kind of um, introduce Zidane for his introduction.
Thank you, Wrangler. Yeah, so my Twitter name is Zidane calls me Daddy. So I have a son whose name is Zidane. So that's why my name is different. I also felt like it is a little bit dramatic. So that's why my name is that. But I wish I can coach like Zidane, but uh, I can be I can be a coach like Zidane in fantasy. So that's why my name is like that as well. So uh, yeah, I have been playing the game like for 7 years. I would say like probably first 3 4 years it's been only based on hunch. I've been changing the players, but I think uh, last 2 3 years has been very methodical, and I like Twitter and like following people. So also it's good to stay in the um, like communication, and we have been thinking. So another thing is Wrangler and Kante. We are playing together like last 3 years. This is our third season together, like in a mini league. So we have been competing each other and we have been complementing each other. So we thought like probably we can um, join a group and start making some content to help others as well. So my best rank was last year. It was my best year. It was 9,000. Um, I have been like, I think I went to 3,000, but then I was able to finish on 9,000. So this year I'm very enthusiastic to break that record, break that hustle. So right now I am at 71K, and I'm happy with my rank because we are almost half of the season right now, and all the three chips are intact still. So I'm hopeful that I can enter. I can beat my previous record and enter probably like in thousand. So uh, let's start our content probably. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
we are taking too much time for the introduction probably.
No, yeah, very well said, Jitan and Wrangler. I mean, more than anything else, of course, all of us, we love the game a lot, right? So that's why we are trying to make the content help others also in the process of helping ourselves, right? So that's basically the idea. So as I said in the beginning, so this is going to be focused, of course, mostly on Game Week 18, which is starting tomorrow. As we know, there is a lot of fixture postponements, so we are going to focus a little bit on that. Talk about the potential double and triple game weeks upcoming. We'll also talk about correspondingly the key teams or players to target in the upcoming game weeks. Talk a little bit about captaincy pick too. We all have been captaining Salah for the last 9, 10 game weeks in a row. But maybe at least this game week gives us a little bit more to think about. And just at the end, kind of talk about our own teams, where we are, and what we are thinking about our potential transfers for game week 18. So with that, maybe Appeal Wrangler, if you can just take us through the fixture chaos from Ben Crane, talk about it a little.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, this has been tweeted by Ben Klein yesterday. So good. It's busy, but again, you have all the information that you need, at least with the current situation. So basically, this kind of gives you an idea that right now which teams like had already COVID outbreaks, and then what could be like the potential blank game weeks, double game weeks, and even who knows triple games as well, and also which games might be postponed. So it's not only like that which team had the COVID outbreaks. Yeah, definitely those players definitely right now to avoid. But again, you have to see that the which teams are actually playing against these teams, right? So that's another thing to consider. So this is a very good one, and we thought we start from here to help again, as Kante mentioned, to help ourselves as well as the community. Kind of, I mean, it's busy one, but kind of give you a overall picture, like which teams to pick and which are like could be the potential good players out of these teams, at least in a short term range. So that's what I can tell content. We can probably move forward later. Which teams
Yeah,
we thought out of it based on the fixture. But again, if you want to take my thoughts, at least out of this, I mean, I thought a couple of the fixtures are really good, especially like Aston Villa. If you see, right, they are playing against. First of all, under Gerrard, they have been phenomenal, right? I mean, I think you already got that, and people have been jumping into Watkins already, and like people like me, I already got kind of haul from him, and that helped me a lot, and a lot of other managers also got benefit out of it. So it's Aston Villa is definitely one of the good picks, I think, team wise, and Arsenal they're also a good one, except in the game week 19 they have a play like game against Norwich, which we don't know yet because Norwich already had like outbreak. But again, if that games goes on, then I think Arsenal is good, and Spurs already had a couple of games postponed. So I hope they should be in a good place. So that's another team, and I think we can see. I think out of these 20 teams, I think 10 teams are there to choose, which we can talk later. But I think Zidane or Conte, you can probably talk about like which teams already missed that like games and potential double or triple weekends maybe.
yeah, yeah. So of course, I mean, first of all, I want to mention that if you are on FPL Twitter, if you are not following Ben Krellin, definitely give him a follow. Especially in the later half of the APL season, he is essential, right? The way he predicts when the double and triple game weeks would be, and generally speaking, he is almost always accurate, if not
Yeah,
hundred
he's too
percent.
good. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
too good. And every time what he predicts, generally it works. It
yeah,
worked for me last year as well. He's
yeah, yeah.
great.
Yeah, very good for planning, especially your chips, right? Like your
Yep.
second wild card, your free hit, and a bench boost, etc., etc. So you want to get the most out of it. So definitely give Ben a follow. Is probably the most essential account in on Twitter to follow if you're a FPL player. So just as Wrangler was mentioning, so there is already a huge pile up of fixtures, right? So Tottenham and Brighton, they have already missed three of their fixtures. Chelsea, Manchester United, Leicester City, Watford, and Brentford. Each of them have missed two games, and then Southampton, Crystal Palace, Norwich, and Burnley, they also have missed one each. So of course, as again Ben suggests in his picture ticker, potentially two of the postponements can still remain in game week 18. If they do, it will be a very late announcement. It might even be after the deadline. So honestly, no surety that the two schedules will be in game week 18. At least what I have collected so far from
I
the
want to
community.
mention a little
Yeah,
bit
sure.
as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
so he also mentioned that it's very less likely
yeah,
because uh, obviously EPL will try to give some time for fans
for
to
the
travel.
fans, correct.
So that's why the probability is very less, but still there is a chance. So
Yeah, there is a
I
very
just wanted to
small
mention.
chance. Yeah, there is a very small chance, but yeah, you are correct. Because of the fans have to travel and the PL has to give them enough time to prepare. So, yeah, but there is a little chance that it still may happen because of the huge fixture pile up, right? So, but anyway, so if that does not happen, so game week 21, so if you follow from game week 21 to 22, of course, there are FA Cup matches in between and so on, but there is a big gap, right? So any team that are not playing in the cups and so on, uh, they can still have their games or the postponed fixtures that can happen during that time, and that will potentially fall within game week 21, right? So Watford potentially can have a triple game week. At least they have the time to play all the three games in that time frame. No surety again that would happen, but it's versus Tottenham, Burnley, and Crystal Palace doesn't look too bad, especially if you are a Dennis owner or a King owner, or maybe even Foster comes back during that time frame. So you may want to hold on to them, but of course, look out for news if that becomes a possibility or not. Manchester
So Kante,
United,
sorry.
yeah, go
Um,
ahead.
so if you're a Dennis owner, right? So game week
Mm,
21, is it gonna be in the AFCON time?
Yeah, I was going to say that
yeah,
it's
yeah,
going to we need to wait and see about AFCON because
that
in now
also.
during AFCON game week 21, 22 supposed to be like affected.
Correct.
So I mean in that case it will be a huge opportunity for Dennis owner and again probably a lost
Mhm.
project for them. So let's see what happens about AFCON.
Correct,
Yeah, sorry,
correct.
sorry to
So
interrupt, but I just thought to.
no, 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 right thing to say. I mean, of course, a lot of news going on about AFCON. At least right now, it looks like it is on.
Yep.
So if that is on, and if Dennis, that part is not sure yet whether Dennis is part of the Nigeria team or not. Most likely he will be, the form he is in. But yeah, again, keep your eyes open. Uh, Again, Manchester United has or potentially can have a pretty good double game week two. Wolves and Brighton. Again, if you're holding on to Ronaldo, I mean, of course, if you get rid of him, it can be very hard to get him back. So again, kind of think about your forward plan. If you want him back in game week 21, potentially, so at least give it a thought whether you want to get rid of him or not,
But
right?
I think there we can discuss about teams
Yeah,
like potential transfer as well.
holds and
Uh,
nods.
But
Yeah.
I think
one thing, yeah,
I
sorry, go
think
ahead.
if AFCON goes on, then anyone can actually make two transfer. Like they can get
Salah.
rid of Salah and take Ronaldo. I mean, that's a good opportunity for them if it goes on.
That's also true. Yes, yes. All right. So that those are the two big double game week and triple game week potential, I would say. So Burnley, Brighton, and Crystal Palace also may get double game weeks. Burnley's doesn't look too bad. Actually, I'm looking at potentially getting Chris Wood. We'll talk about it later also briefly. Leeds versus Leeds and Watford. Brighton against Everton and Manchester United, and Crystal Palace versus Watford and West Ham. And again, these are still kind of speculation at this point, but as we mentioned, generally Ben's predictions are pretty accurate, and especially if all the teams do recover from COVID and there is no other COVID postponements in between, there's a good likelihood that this may happen. So again, keep your eyes open. Anything else that you guys want to add on this?
One thing probably, I hope, I don't know yet, but hopefully we can learn very soon about when it is going to happen, because
Mhm.
if it is going to 21, it's not very far, right? So
Correct.
hopefully we can learn more very good, very recently. But yeah, you are right. Usually whenever Ben predicts something, it uh, happens most of the time. So
Hmm.
let's
Hmm.
see what happens.
Yeah, yeah. Alrighty. Wrangler, you want to quickly talk about it? You started talking about this, like the teams to target and players to target.
Yeah, sure. So as I mentioned before, right, we have 20 teams, but out of this 20, uh, at least based on our like thought process or research, that these are the 10 teams FPL wise could be good like teams to pick and players from this team, because first of all, these teams might avoid the postponement. I mean, again, we don't know what's going to happen, but again, if you see the fixture, at least for the short term, right, at least next 3 or 4 game weeks, these teams might potentially, play at least, so that's very important. I mean, this year's FPL, this season's FPL was kind of, if you make a long-term plan, that's actually, it's probably not working, as you see, right? Because we have lots of uncertainties. So
Hmm.
anyway, from Arsenal, I would like to like highlight a couple of the teams, and then content Zidane's dad can chip in. But from the Arsenal side, I felt like they have been really good, right? It was a treat to watch those folks against the West Ham. Like West Ham, we saw like it's like they have been very strong, especially against the stronger side, right? I mean, they
Hmm.
won against Chelsea, they won against Liverpool. So we thought like against Arsenal, it's gonna be a tight game, but Arsenal actually played really good. And uh, there are all the midfielders, right? That Saka, Martinelli, and Odegaard. They played really good. ESR came later, and we don't know about whether he's gonna again fully fit to start. So like out of these four, I mean, my friend or our friend actually Nima, he's a Arsenal fan, as you know, and I mean we actually asked him, and he also agreed that Saka is the one who is like very much nailed. Okay, so I mean, and he's like, if you see him, like he's very advanced, and the attacking threat is pretty good. So for the next game week, I'm actually planning to pick Saka as one of my midfielders, but others are also there. And Tierney and Tomiyasu also is good. Tierney is so good, but there is, I think, a rotation risk. But Tomiyasu has less competition, so that could be one pick.
Yeah,
That's
I was thinking about Tomiyasu. So when we talk about our teams, we'll talk about it. But initially, I was thinking about Tierney or Cash. But Tomiyasu, kind of, as you mentioned, he's more nailed. So especially during this time, that's a very important factor. And he's cheaper also, right? So
yeah.
that's another important
I
factor
think
of
they are same price right now, but Tyranny
yeah.
might rise last night, or
Yeah, I
yeah, I
think
think
Tierney went
Tyranny
to
rise. Yeah, yeah,
4.8. Yeah,
yeah. So
Tomiyasu is
Tomiyasu is like
4.6.
a little bit cheaper, and he's
Yeah.
also getting bonus points nowadays.
Yeah,
So
he was pretty attacking last game week, and the previous few weeks he has been pretty attacking as well. So, anyways, we'll talk about it more when we talk
So
about our
Arsenal is
teams.
playing against Leeds and Norwich, hopefully,
Mm-hmm.
and Leeds have been really shambolic, right? We saw that against, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
again, Bielsa might come up with something, we'll see, but Arsenal have been good too, especially,
Right.
I mean, in the home side. And although they're playing away, but I think they should be good. So let's move on to the next one, Aston Villa, right? I think Wole Watkins, this guy probably is going to be like the highest, like, ownership
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming for this game week. I mean,
yep.
because if you don't have Ronaldo, right, and then probably we don't know when Manchester United is going to play next, So I think Watkins would be the one to pick. And I already on the board from the last game week, as I said before. So I think Ole Watkins, Matty Cash was really good. I mean, I think he didn't get any return, but I mean, if you see, right, he has been very much like, in advance. And like Adam Hopcroft, he's a Villa fan. I mean, if you see, follow him, he will see also his tweet, that Matty he also kind of endorsed Matty
Mhm.
and I think he might get that. A couple of other like Mings and Martinez. I mean, those are other choices as well.
Konsa
Chelsea,
also probably, right? Konsa is
yes,
probably
even
yes.
Target as well. But I think, I mean, I would probably prefer Matty I guess.
Yeah, out of the defenders. Yeah.
And Gerard's like, his style is at least clear, right? He's gonna focus on his defense, and
Mhm.
he has been doing good. So I think this is a good time.
But probably if you have budget constraint, then target over
Yeah,
Matikesh,
yeah,
because
Not a
Matikesh
absolutely.
is
bad
5
point.
million
Yeah.
and target is 4.7. But Matikesh, I was honor of him like in the beginning of the year, and
Mm.
he scored his first goal, and it was great to have him. I got a 15 points. So yeah, he's been in the box most of the time. So I think
Mhm.
he's due a haul very soon.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he
here I'd like
definitely
to mention,
shoots
right,
more than Target, right? So Target,
right,
I think, has better assist potential probably,
Yeah.
but Cash definitely is in the box more,
Yep.
shoots more.
Yep.
So yeah, go ahead, Ranga.
yeah, it's all right. So yeah, let's move on to the. I mean, we have some other teams as well. Chelsea is definitely interesting one, and you are the Chelsea supporter, so let's talk about it. We can, yeah,
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, of course, I mean, maybe I can just go to that slide quickly. I just wanted to quickly show the Chelsea's upcoming fixtures, right? So Chelsea, of course, has been very good in the first 10, 12 game weeks defensively. Their underlying numbers were not that good, but defensively they were producing very good numbers, right? Mostly because maybe of Mendy. But anyways, I mean, Chelsea defense is one of the best in the league anyways, right? So if you are on the Chelsea defenders, if you are even doubled up, I would say keep faith on them at least for the next few weeks. Even the games against Liverpool and Man City, generally these games are very cagey. So you would not expect a lot of goals in these matches. Very likely that they may end up 0-0, right? So the previous two games in this season against Liverpool and Man City, I think both of them scored like one each against Chelsea. So it can easily be a 0-0 match, right? So you don't necessarily have to transferring the Chelsea defenders out, especially given the situation we are in, right? So they are definitely not like your priority transfer outs, and especially you're not, we don't have a lot of options up front who are expensive anyways, right? So you maybe want to keep the money in defense right now, at least for the time being. So, and again, as you can see, like Wolves, Aston Villa, Brighton, uh, defensively or attackingly, they're not like top tier sides anyways, right? So Wolves is like 19th, xg per 90.7, very poor. Brighton is also pretty poor, 0.87, so they don't score a lot of goals. So at least for the next three fixtures, Chelsea defenders look good. As I say, Liverpool and Man City also, I mean, they are of course very attacking sides, but these games are generally cagey. So again, they're not priority transfer outs, right? And Tottenham also is improving under Conte, but more defensively. We still haven't seen a lot of attacking potential from them. So at least for the next 6 game weeks before the Club World Cup, of course, there are two blanks coming up in 24 and 25. By that time, you will have your second wildcard also. So even if you want to transfer them out with a wildcard, potentially, of course, you don't have to do that. But that's a possibility. But at least given the situation we are in right now, they are not private transfer outs. As for the Chelsea attackers, I know Wrangler, we were talking about Mount and Zidane, you are also kind of interested on Mount. At least looking at the next six fixtures, they are probably facing like the toughest run of
Yep.
fixtures possible in the league, right? So they're facing the first, second, fourth, fifth, and sixth, and of course they are the third themselves, Chelsea. So they are facing the five difficult most teams in the next six fixtures, right? So if you really want to get onto Mount, keep that in mind. I don't expect him to be like hauling a whole lot in the next few game weeks. He's good. He will tick along, probably assist here and there, goal here and there. But I would not expect him to haul big. Aston Villa fixture in 19 is good. So if you are already on him, 18 and 19 are probably good fixtures. But starting 20 and especially keeping in the blank game week in mind, probably start thinking about moving Mount on from game week 20 potentially.
Yep.
Any thoughts on
I
this?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can add. I think those we have defenders, they can actually hold to them. Probably people are thinking, like I was thinking actually, a
yeah,
few weeks back, probably getting rid of second defender. But
correct.
as free transfer become very valuable right now, I mean, we don't need to actually transfer out anyone.
Yeah,
Uh, and but I would not bring any Chelsea defense as well. Probably, I know
true.
it's going to be Wolves, Aston Villa, Brighton. These three games looks good for CS, but is still probably as we know that more midfielders are actually getting
Mhm.
returns now this time of the year. Probably I would invest there, and uh, also I would not bring Mount probably after seeing these fixtures. But if someone has him, he's very good option. So probably
Yeah,
I would hold them, but I will not
correct.
probably right now. I'll not bring anyone right
Yeah,
now with this
don't buy,
situation.
don't sell kind of thing,
Yep,
right? For
yep,
the Chelsea assets. So
yep.
yeah. Anything that you want to add, Wrangler?
No, no, no. It's all good. I think I was asking you about Mount, but it's all good. That yeah,
Hmm.
definitely uh, not a good option. At least seeing the fixture right
Yeah.
now. I
You want
mean,
to quickly talk
good
about
to
the
have.
Arsenal midfielders also, since we were talking about it,
Yep.
maybe, and then we can go to the other key players.
Yeah, sure. I think. I mean, if you go to the next slide, I think it's our next slide.
Which one? Sorry.
There. I mean, I think there is a slide on their statistics, isn't it?
Yeah, I was on there. Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't show up in my screen yet.
Are you seeing it, Zidane?
Yeah, I can see that. I mean,
Can
it's
you
the
can you go on to like yeah, it's not showing in my.
Okay,
Okay, yeah,
I can maybe just read it out and then you talk about it. As you mentioned, of course, right? So as Nima also suggested, Saka is probably the most nailed, and he looked dangerous also, right? Especially the last 2 3 games. Every time I see Saka, looks like he's about to haul big, right? So there is a big haul in him soon. Of course, Smith Rowe has been scoring all the goals, but with very low XG, so he has been overperforming. He's an elite finisher. That's a plus point for him. Odegaard also has been scoring goals, but with very low XG. Again, probably a elite finisher kind of in that range, but at the same time, they will digress at some point, right? So I know about Zidane, you were thinking about Martinelli a couple days ago, right? Kind of
yeah.
transferring him in.
Yeah, Martinelli seems like very good asset, although he has slight rotation concern, I think, with probably Smith Rowe.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, with 5.2, I would take him actually. I mean, if,
Yeah,
especially if anyone has Mbumo and they wants to move on and they don't have a budget,
mm-hmm.
Martinelli probably is the best one right now to replace
Correct.
him. So, in that perspective, I was thinking of him. I'm still thinking about him, but the thing is, Martinelli, I think with the price range, Martinelli is a good option. But if you have budget, obviously Saka is the best potential replacement probably.
Yeah, definitely. If
And
you have
he's
money
also
and
underperforming, right?
correct, correct. He is still underperforming. So of course, the next 6 fixtures, as Wrangler mentioned in the beginning, next one is Leeds. Good fixture. Away Arsenal hasn't been that good, but still a good fixture. Leeds. Norwich away might get postponed if they still have COVID outbreak. Wolves home, good fixture. Man City and Tottenham probably not that good, but again, if you're thinking about the long term, Arsenal mates, if you already have them, I don't see any point getting rid of them right now. If you are thinking or if you're in the market to buy a cheap midfielder in place of Embuemo or anyone else, Martinelli and Saka are great options, I think. You want to add anything, Wrangler?
no, I think we are good. Let's move on to other teams since we have other players as well, other teams as well, and other players as well. So yeah, Crystal Palace Gallagher is the darling, as people say, FPL darling right now.
Mhm.
So yeah, definitely Crystal Palace. Actually, they have a potential double game weeks. If you have seen whatever Kante mentioned before, so Gallagher. I mean, if you have him, definitely hold. I don't know. I mean, when the double game week comes, then I will think about to bring him or not. But definitely Gallagher is an option. Edward, I don't know. I mean, Benteke and Edward is
It's
just
still
always.
rotation risk, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
still rotation league
Yeah.
risk. Last few weeks, Edward is actually starting, and he had two assists last game week as well. So he might be an option, but right now I think with the
I
blank game
wouldn't go
week,
there, Ethan.
people will not
yeah,
go there.
me neither. Yeah, okay. And for the Everton, I already had Gray, as you guys know, right? I mean, whenever I moved Ronaldo in, I had to like downgrade. Um, so I got Damar Gray, but he didn't start. But anyway, I
He's
think
not
Dokore
injured
could
or
be.
anything, right? He's
No,
fit.
Uh,
I didn't hear
I
anything.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not being communicated. Last he was not in
Might
the
be
squad.
COVID then. Yeah,
Yeah,
possibly.
probably.
Might be,
So
yeah. But
be
Dokore is
be.
definitely a good one, right? I mean, we saw. I mean, he's box to box, and even with the Chelsea game, right? I mean, he was in the
Mhm.
box and he was
Yeah.
having threats. So I think that could be a good option if you guys want to kind of
Hmm.
have a like Mbumo replacement for this player.
Right.
Man City, Zidane's dad. You know,
Yeah, Man City. I mean, they are the team right now. I think during this time they actually make a sprint and they like to score goals all the time. But I think during, last year I remember during this time they actually made a good sprint and they got lots of points. So everybody obviously with the postponement and they have a good squad, good deep squad which is good and they don't have COVID right now and that's why I think I mean they have a huge potential point. So Kevin De Bruyne, I mean he's the guy who does not have that much ownership, but he was so good last match. He scored two,
Hmm.
and he was like brought that energy. I mean he had the thing, and we all know how KDB is. So if anyone can afford, it's great. I mean, if someone can actually get rid of Ronaldo and one second premium attacker, then I think Kevin De Bruyne is the one, and he's a great differential as well.
Hmm.
Um, and Foden, these two guys, I mean, Foden and De Bruyne is awesome. So Foden is the next template one. Everyone is actually jumping on him, and
Hmm.
if he's if there is no injury issues, I think Foden is the one who needs to hold because budget wise 8 million is lots cheaper and also he has lots of attacking potential. So although there are here and there like benching headache, but still I think it's worth to have a Foden in your team. And we don't know about Bernardo, but I was seeing a tweet. I think it says that Guardiola mentioned only Ferran Torres is out. Rest of them are fit. So if that's the case, then Bernardo is also fit. But I
Yeah.
mean,
I think on
probably
that,
right.
I think KDB, Bernardo, and Gundogan, they're probably going to share some minutes
Yep,
anyway, right?
yep.
Especially during this busy time. So, I mean, either one of them start and then get subbed, etc., etc. But those three guys will definitely share minutes for the two positions.
Yeah, I think if you already have Bernardo, he was good. But right now, probably it's if someone
Yeah,
wants to get one, it's like chasing point.
correct.
I don't think anyone should go to Bernardo because he's 7.6 million. With
Hmm.
point 4 you can get Foden who is more nailed. Also, I think he's not in the list, but we can also we are discussing separately, right? Grealish could be an option as well.
Yep.
He has low EO, which is good, but he's more nailed because all we know of Pep really likes him.
Hmm.
So that's why probably we can he can be an option because if somebody owns him and he holds, obviously it will be a huge boost in the rank.
Correct.
And Dias Laporto, I mean, they are good, but it's always rotation risk. But I think Laporte has more goal threat than
Hmm.
than Dias and Cancelo. I mean, this year you need to own this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
think
one thing though, Zidane,
Laporte is probably the second defender. If you want to get the second defender from
yep,
Man City, I would rather go Laporte instead of Diaz
yep.
because again, Pep likes the left-footed center back for the left center back position. So Laporte has looked more nailed this year, right? Diaz has got a little one or two benching here and there. So I mean, if you want to go for the second defender, absolutely, it would be Laporte. But I guess most of the people would want to go for a double up Man City midfield, right, at this
Yeah,
time.
this time I think midfield is the
Right.
road where people probably should focus because lots of points are coming from midfield. So if
Hmm.
I would get second midfielder rather than second defender during this
Yep.
time.
Go ahead, Wrangler. You're saying something.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, Zidane, I think people are gonna go after you. You said Foden is more nailed than Bernardo. I mean, it doesn't show it, at least
It's
from the
tough to
previous
say.
fixtures.
Probably it's
But
not the nailness. It's like as Kante mentioned, Bernardo is going to share some minute, but again, it's very tough to actually think how Pep think. But I think he generally gives time, gives minutes to those who are in form. So
Yeah.
Bernardo is actually nailed, but Foden Foden looks very good actually.
Foden is
But
more
yes,
explosive,
definitely.
right?
yeah,
From an
but
FPL
Correct.
perspective,
yeah,
he's
The
more
if he
upside
explosive.
does
is
injured,
upside is
yeah,
pretty good. Yeah,
yeah, if he's not injured, but he has
right.
if his
He's
ankle
so versatile.
comes
He
back,
can play
then
anywhere. Yeah.
that's the issue. If
Yeah. One thing I would like to add here, though, guys, that I don't know whether you should jump onto Man City's resources right now. If you definitely, I mean, for me, people like me, I have actually triple up. I mean, I have Diaz and Cancelo. I've been having Diaz for a long time. Foden is there, so Man City might have, like, schedule like postponement. If you see the fixture, they are probably playing against, I forgot, game week 19, I think Norwich or something like that. I
no,
forgot, but they're
I have in front of me. I can check.
Newcastle, Leicester City, Brentford. So yeah,
They have
Leicester and
Lister.
Brentford.
They have
Yeah.
Lister. Yeah,
So
Leicester and
boxing Brentford also. So
Lister
those are
and
the
Brentford.
Boxing Day fixtures. Game
right.
6 and 7.
So yeah, so and we know, right? Leicester and Brentford already had the break,
Yeah,
outbreaks, right? So just be careful. I mean, if you have him, definitely hold him. But if you want to bring someone, think about it, because I feel it's not a one game week show, right? It's gonna
yeah.
be
Yeah.
30 game 38. So just be careful whenever you
Yep.
bring in. Yeah,
Absolutely.
we can move forward next. I think we already.
Man United.
So it's kind of tricky one, right? I mean, we already Ronaldo, and then the next week we had Heats to, like, get him out. But definitely, I mean, David De Gea and Ronaldo is the one. If Manchester United come back, right? Because their fixtures are so good, their run is so good, and Ronaldo is the key. I mean, as you know already, right?
Mhm.
Dalo, I don't know. I mean, Dalo is definitely, with his price, it's a good option. As Pras mentions, right? He's a preferred option. He's not the first option,
Yeah.
right?
I think
He
someone
always,
mentioned, I forgot who, but as soon as he has one bad performance, he
yeah,
gets out
Pras,
of the team.
yeah,
Yeah, one Bissaka comes back and he becomes the preferred option, right? So
yeah,
it can happen. So yeah, I mean Dalot is cheap, so that's the positive side of him. But yeah, definitely, if you have other priority transfers, I would probably avoid him right now.
yes. Southampton Broya was the key, right? I mean, if you had him last week, very lucky. But he looks good as well. And
Mhm.
also Adam Armstrong and Che, both, if both of them are injured, then Broya definitely has chance. Livramento, our, like, our goat. I think it's time definitely to
Yeah.
To
sell.
move.
So we didn't put him here.
I
Um,
think another thing to mention. I think as Broa is like he's giving it the way he's giving points and he's finishing. He's not a 5 million striker, right?
No,
yes,
Looks like.
it's a steal. And I mean,
he's
if
very
you want
sure,
to.
very sure. Yeah.
Exactly, right. I mean, if you want to spend 4.5, I mean, if you can afford point 0.5 more, I think I would pick Broya than
Yeah.
like 4.5. At least he will be probably in my sub, and he's gonna come and have some game week like last week. You know,
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, especially
Art,
during this time of the year, you want a strong bench, right? So even
Yep.
if he is your like eighth attacker, you still want a Broya over like a Keenan Davis or something like that.
Or like any 4.5 midfielder, I think Broa is better.
Yeah, Brownhill or whatever. Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
want a bench fodder. You rather would
Yep.
have Broya. Okay, Spurs.
not Kane for sure, right? We don't know about him yet,
Mm,
and Ronaldo is even like better choice than him, so no point bringing him. I think whenever Afcon is there, right? If Salah goes, then Son could be the one. At least I think.
Yeah.
to distribute the
Depends on
money.
how he recovers from COVID and things, right?
Yes,
So I
exactly,
don't think we have
exactly,
seen anything about him yet recovering.
exactly. But I think, I mean, if everything goes well, then Son could be, and Reguilon and Ben Davis. I mean, I think I prefer both of them, but I don't know, right? COVID situation and what was gonna go on. But right now, probably you still hold to see 1 or 2 weeks, but they could be an option.
Yeah.
You want to talk about West Ham, Antonio Kante?
Yeah, I bought him this game week instead of buying Watkins, unfortunately. So I would have been, like as I was telling you guys yesterday, I would have been 14 points better off if I had bought Watkins. Then I would not have to buy him this week, plus the 10 weeks that I lost, 10 points that I lost last week, right? So, but Antonio is still, I mean, I have both Antonio and Bowen, so I don't know what I'm really going to do with them. Because their fixture run is still good, right? Even after this game week, although they have a blank this game week, but after that, their run is still pretty good. Uh, I am thinking about getting rid of one of them at least, and most likely it would be Antonio. And we'll talk about it when we talk about our teams. He just doesn't look good anymore, right? Since game week 9, he hasn't scored any goals. Since game week 3, he hasn't have any FPL point score of more than 10. So I mean, yeah, it's very hard to advocate him for.
Yeah, it's very tough to swallow actually. Who hold it like from the beginning?
Yeah.
I and yeah, I think probably last week, yeah, it was bad luck
Mhm.
for you to have him instead of Watkins. I think Wrangler did good job. I also did took Watkins
Mhm.
during that time. So, but it's
Any
okay.
any comment on Sufal though as an option? Like if you want to get rid of like Librament,
It's
I
good,
like
but
him.
he got a red card. He's
Yeah.
suspended, so
it was very
probably
harsh to him, at least in my opinion. I mean, it was
Yeah, I
very
yeah.
harsh.
didn't think it got overturned either. I was hoping that it would get overturned, but it did not. So of course, this game week is blank, and then the next game week is
Mhm.
kind of absent in the match,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah,
Okay,
but
yeah.
he's
with the
essentially missing next
yeah,
two matches at least. Yeah.
with the run coming on, probably people can look for him. But still, I think we need to look up West Ham because um, I think they have like lots of injuries issues as well. So
Yeah.
let's
Yep.
see how things come up. But yeah, he's one
Yeah,
to
fair enough.
watch in the list.
Yep, fair
Okay.
enough.
Good discussion. So we spoke about this, so I'm not going to go into that. Captaincy picks, right? So again, Salah, 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 but probably this week at least we can think about something different. Zidane, you want to talk about it?
Yeah, so I was actually preparing these things, but the thing is, when you see the stats, you cannot go against Salah. I
Yeah.
mean, he plays for most attacking team, no doubt about it, and
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool has been phenomenal in away, and they have been destroying everyone,
Mm-hmm.
whoever comes in the way. And obviously, he's first in the XG. Yeah, like also like if you combine them XG, XA, he's
Mm-hmm.
top with 1.43, and Liverpool's away XG is also the best 2.38 first, and also, so all things actually, it's very hard to go against Salah, but there is some option because you know Spurs uh, like uh, recognize they are not that bad because Conte is there, so you don't know what is going to happen. But
Yeah.
again, we can have discussion over here like about it because we don't know who is affected for Spurs for COVID, right? So
Yeah.
that's also one thing. Probably it's very tough to go against Salah. Although it looks like in on paper you can go for Ford and you can go for KDB, but it's tough. I know I'm supposed to talk about like others option, but after after
Yeah.
preparing, it seems like it's very hard to actually ignore
Yeah,
him. And
200% like effective ownership, right? So you have to
yeah,
go. You have to be very brave to go against.
against
Yeah.
it.
I'm
I
And
mean,
assuming this week it will be a little different. Probably won't will be like 170, 180%. So
yep,
some of the people
probably
will go otherwise. But
yeah
again, I
because
mean, right now I'm on Foden. But as you mentioned, right, again, Foden and KDB, the problem is you don't know whether the play or not play, right? If
yeah
they miss the against, like come from bench against Newcastle, that's like a total loss, right? So I don't know if we want to take that chance either. Of course, they are probably playing against Newcastle, but there is no surety, right? So Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's hard to look past
I
Salah at
mean,
this
again,
point.
penalty, right? I mean, if KDB is
Of
there and
course,
Gundogan is
penalties. Yeah.
there, you don't know. So I guess
Yeah,
Salah is on penalty as well. So it's very difficult to go against him.
true.
Yeah. Also, TA is there because I was seeing some stats like last 6 weeks. Probably
Hmm.
he actually overfed
Outscored
Salah
Salah.
by outscored
Mm.
Salah with 2 points or 4 points. So and also
Mhm.
Spurs ranked 13th in the attack. So that means that there is a high probability of getting CS from for Liverpool. And also if
Mhm.
Son is not fit, I mean that points out that you can consider
Mhm.
TA. It's a very good option actually, along with Salah, and obviously Man City boys they are we can consider them because it's Newcastle. And Newcastle is second. I mean they are worst worst in the defense. Like they consider most goals in the league, 37 so far in
Mhm.
17 games. They also they are uh, with the like with the expected goals considered, they are second worst after Watford. So I think that the only thing which is probably people can not go there because of they don't know who is going to start. But if we know that it's obviously going to be Kevin De Bruyne, probably the first choice. Obviously,
Mhm.
if people knows, if not, then probably Foden is very good option. But I think this week Cancelo is also very good option, and
Yeah.
there is a
That's
might.
the problem, right? That's the problem with Man City, right? I mean,
Yeah,
you even if they start, right, that's the point is be distributed. You don't know whether Foden is gonna play in false nine or wide, or like
yeah,
Grealish is gonna be false nine. And
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. It's always very
I mean,
uncertain
if
because
anything,
our
I
game.
think Cancelo is probably the best
yep.
City
Best
captain
city
option
option.
this week.
Yep, yep.
If you want to go there again, I mean, if you want to
Yeah,
bet Salah,
Yeah,
but I
because
wouldn't go there. But yeah, probably.
Cancelo clean sheet is like quite certain, and if there is clean sheet and there is there is if there is like lots of goal, then Cancelo will
He will be involved.
obviously involved. If there is like 1-0, 2-0, then Cancelo might get bonus point as well because he always create lots of chances. So he's always in among the BPS. So you might get some points. Obviously, like I think it's like similar to TA. They
Mhm.
both of them has like similar point potential. So yeah,
Yeah.
uh, if you can if you want some risk, probably you can take in this game week because Man City is in good rhythm and they are playing
Very
Newcastle.
good question. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, final verdict, Salah.
For me, actually, I'm going with Salah.
I think I'm too.
yeah,
Wrangler.
me too, maybe. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so let's quickly talk about our teams and we'll finish after that. As I said briefly before, I transferred in Antonio last week. I actually made two transfer ins. I took Foden in also, so that was a good thing. And as I said, my captaincy is still on Foden, but it's not going to be by the deadline. So this week I am out of basically I have eight outfield players. I don't have a goalkeeper. I'm thinking about going without a goalkeeper altogether because I'm not sure. I mean, Arsenal is away. If it was a home match, I would definitely buy Ramsdale right away. I would rather buy De Gea for the long run, but they don't have a match this week, so I don't want to take the chance of the -4 and then kind of get nothing, right? So most likely I'm just going to go with the non-playing goalkeeper, unfortunately, but I think that's better than taking a hit. What I'm planning to do is definitely I want Watkins. So I have three options that I'm thinking about right now. No matter what, I get Watkins. So one I'm thinking about is Antonio and Davis to Watkins and Wood. Wood may sound a little bit funny, but I'm kind of forward thinking to 20 game week 21. And again, I don't see any other options that I want to go up front either, right? The second one is also not bad. I'm thinking about Antonio and Livramento to Watkins and Cash. But the problem is Davis is still keeps his spot in my team, right? I don't want to have him either Davis or Livramento, to be honest. If I could go from Davis and Livramento to Watkins and whatever like 4.5 million defender, that would be my preferred option. But unfortunately, if I go from Davis to Watkins, then I only can have a 4.1 million defender. So that's the problem right now. But again, no matter what, I'm getting on Watkins, so kind of rectifying the error that I made last week. And I think someone, was it Andy Martin, who mentioned in Twitter that if for some reason Salah's game gets cancelled, Watkins would be a very popular vice captain this week, and then the captaincy goes to him, and he probably will end up with a EO of like 150% in the top 100K, right? So I don't just want to take that chance. So definitely Watkins coming in, and I will put the vice captaincy on him also. That's something that maybe we should just notify also. The Villa game is the first game, I mean, at least first game day or on the first day of the game week. So definitely vice cap someone from the first game day. I'm going with Watkins vice captain. Any thoughts on the transfers, Wrangler? Or
For me, I feel like you should go with the second one. It looks very good actually, Watkins plus cash, because
Mhm.
I remember, I think last week Burnley's game got cancelled, but previous week Wood
Mhm.
was being substituted in 59th minute. So
Yeah.
I think they have like three or four forwards options. So he's
Mhm.
probably shuffling them as they are not that good in this year with the attack.
Yeah.
So
No.
probably you can take some time to find out that option like Davis replacement. But I think probably Cash. I think he's going to give obviously clean sheet this week if he can. I mean, in that
Yeah.
sense, I think like Cash is better if you go, and also
Yeah.
Aston Villa has less chance for game postponement. So
Postponement. Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
in
Yeah.
that case, I think that is the better route for
Yeah. I
you.
think they also have a good clean sheet odd this week,
Potential.
upwards
Yep.
of 40%, better
Yep.
than Arsenal actually. So
Yep.
yeah, most likely looking at everything else, most likely I'm going to go with the second option.
Yeah. And
Um,
Chelsea home is not that bad actually. I mean,
yeah,
the way actually Aston Villa is playing, they can get a clean sheet actually from
very
any
much
team.
possible. Yeah. Okay, Wrangler, you want to talk about your team?
Yeah. So as I mentioned, right, last week I was um, those one of those managers who got Foden and Watkins luckily, and that also boosted up my rank to 88K. After a long time, I came into 100K after 11 game weeks, I think. So anyway, so my goalie Ramsdale, one of the good decision that I took during my wildcard, the Ramsdale, he was the So I mean, I'm not in a in a situation that I have to get rid of
Mm,
Ramsdale.
yeah.
So I mean, so goalie. So as you can see, right, I mean, I have 10, 11 players. I mean, if I consider Brownhill, that if he gonna start. So, but at least I have nine. Hopefully. I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but hopefully. So
Mhm.
Ramsdale will be there. I mean, I own James after his haul, so I'm gonna hold him for a while. I mean, even if he gets blanked, I didn't get his haul, so I'm gonna hold him. I missed that haul, so I'm gonna hold James. Trent definitely cancel. Everybody's. I mean, those people are his template. Diaz actually, I've been having him from my world kit as well from game week 8. So that was a good buy. Now I think I was kind of in a dilemma whether I'm gonna get rid of him or not because he was kind of costly for me whenever I had Cristiano Ronaldo. But now, since Ronaldo is not in my team, at least for now, I think I'm gonna hold him.
Mhm.
Salah, Jota, Foden. I mean, my captaincy is Foden right now, but after talking to you guys, I think I'm gonna go
No,
with
but
Ben
again,
Salah.
obviously, check all the stats and probably,
No, no,
I mean,
definitely,
you can go with
definitely.
Foden. You can go with Foden. That's not bad
Salah,
options actually. But the thing is, it's FPL, so if you
exactly.
feel
It's
like,
risk. So,
yeah,
Minimizing risk. Yeah.
yep.
right. So I have Watkins. Again, I'm in a better situation. I guess I don't have to have him this game
Mhm.
week. Antonio, actually, I'm gonna hold him. I mean, yeah, I mean, I've been having this from since first game week, and I've been holding him, and I wanna see the end, really. So I'm gonna hold him because I don't have Bowen, so I'm gonna hold him.
Yep.
So my
Mhm.
potential transfer, since I don't, I mean, I have like I don't know downhill. I will see, but I plan to do. I have one free transfer, so I'm gonna do one of them. I don't know whether I'm gonna go for a hit. So I'm very much tempted to Arsenal midfield and Saka. So I might. get. I mean, although Brown is my playing player, so I might get rid of him and bring Saka. I don't know because Gray I like him as in a long
Mhm.
term. And Demarai Gray is another option, but I don't want to hold him. And another option I like leave them into cash. So Matty Cash I like him too. So I don't know yet, but these would be one of my transfer. It might be two as well with a hit. I have to kind of see, but these would be my potential transfer. So
Sounds
yeah,
good.
that's all from my end.
Yeah, but I mean, just a suggestion that again, I mean, given how the game week is panning out, we never know how many matches will be postponed. You may want to get rid of a non-playing player this week, which is Livramento, and I don't think you want to hold him for the long run anyways.
Mhm.
But definitely Saka is not a bad option. But again, remember that playing away, they haven't been that good. So at least for this
That is,
game week,
that is,
maybe just get rid of the non-playing player.
that
But
is yeah, that's a good thing.
either way, it's probably will play out
Yeah,
well.
and one thing again, I would like to emphasize, it has been in the Twitter. You guys know, Kante also mentioned, have your vice captain from the first day game. I mean, that you know that that person is gonna play.
Right.
It's gonna be very important, very very important. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, Zidane, you want to go
Okay,
ahead?
for me, I got kicked out. I think game on 16 out of 100K, but I am back again. So I made two transfers. I took a hit. I brought Watkins and Foden. I think instead of Ronaldo, and I forgot another one. Probably it's
Mbemo,
also
maybe.
Mbeumo probably.
Yeah.
So I did not have goalkeeper, but I was okay with that. I thought like Manu can actually play this game, but they are not playing. So I am actually also in the market for a goalkeeper. So I was considering two options. One is from Digia to Emi Martinez. Another one is Istihar to Ramstile. So the thing is, I actually got De Gea like two game weeks before, like when else game week got turned, because before that it was Sa in my goalkeeper, but
Mhm.
I probably little bit regret because Sa is being good, although
Yeah.
they had bad game week, but he's giving like 3 points or like 6 points, which is not bad actually. But
Mhm.
the thing is, I don't want to get rid of De Gea because potentially they have double game week and their runs is very good.
Yeah.
So I like Emi Martinez options very good because Villa defensively very good. But
Mhm.
probably I won't go that route because I don't want to get rid of De Gea. I might go to Stuart Ramsdale, and if I do that, actually I won't have any fund available, so it will be tight. But again, it's fine probably because I already have uh, like 11 outfield player and who actually are very
Mhm.
regular. Watkins, Smith. Only Smith Rowe could come from the bench, but I would take it because
Yeah.
he's actually very good touch. So he's
No, yeah, your outfield players look all good.
yep.
I wouldn't worry about any of them at this
Yep.
point. Yeah.
Probably I would just transfer from Mr. to Ramsdale, and probably I would downgrade Benteke in the future.
Mhm.
Probably I am eyeing to Broha.
Project. Yeah.
Yes, he's a good option and he's a good bench fodder actually. So
Yep.
let's see how things goes. But for this week, I think I am all set. Just transferring out goalkeeper is fine for me. And
Mhm.
at this point, I am actually trying to survive. Probably surviving around this rank. And
Mhm.
once we know how things coming up like double gaming, then we can play some like um, aggressive, probably taking some minus hits and others. So right now, I think it's the way to go. And
Yep.
probably a suggestion would be like others who does not have all the players. It's fine because um, as we don't know what's going to happen. So I think if you have eight or nine or even nine players is fine. Like if you have
Yeah.
so for this
I
week.
would not. I would not recommend taking more than like a one hit, like -4 hit this week, because again, you don't know what games will be
Yeah.
postponed and so on.
exactly.
So you take the hits and then they don't play, so you basically double loss, right? So you don't want to go there. So if you can, as Zidane mentioned, if you can field 8, 9 outfield players, just be good with that plan. Hold the players, that they will come back and play the next few games. Any other comments? Any other
Another
ending?
thing is just to share
Mm,
my experience. Like with my
mm,
with 10 players, I know that I will have 10 players, but still I went with 10 players and I got I think 76 points.
Mm,
So I got like a 30k, 30 almost 35k rank I
around, yeah.
price. So I think don't think that you need
No.
to feel actually 11 pairs
Mm,
because this is a marathon. So you just need
yep.
to survive sometimes.
Good
Yeah, I
stuff.
think
Stuff.
you should not sell DK. Like if you see like Adam Hapcroft also is in the same place like you,
Hmm.
and he was also thinking to bring Ramsdale because
Yep.
having two playing keepers is very important in this
Yep.
situation. So
Yep.
I think if you hold David De Gea and bring Ramsdale, I think it's gonna be good. I mean, you'll have benching headaches for sure, but it's
Mhm.
good. It's good problem to deal with, right? So,
Yeah, right now I think that's good. If you have 20 points in the bench, that's
Yeah.
also, I mean,
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
does not matter
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you need a strong bench right now.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Good
Yep.
discussion.
Yep.
I guess we went over well over 1 hour, but still, I like that at least we started this. So this is again, as I mentioned in the beginning, that this is our first collaboration. So please support us. Hopefully, you'll see the video on YouTube and on Twitter. Uh, Again, thanks to Wrangler and Zidane for being here today. Hopefully, we'll come back before the next game week. We'll see how frequently we want to do this. We'll take it easy, but we definitely want to keep it going.
Yep. Of course. It has been pleasure with you guys to discuss all of these things that we love. The one thing I want to mention, as it is our first start, next time probably we will have like more good, like more. We'll upgrade ours, right? Us, right? So,
Absolutely.
um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hopefully.
So, yep. So, just
We did it in
just
one take, right? So that's a
yeah.
good thing. That's a
That
good
is
Yep.
the
thing.
thing, right? This is our
Yeah.
And
yeah.
also
So I
less
mean,
than 24 hours preparation, right?
Yeah.
yes. We just thought it and just did it. So
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, thank you so much, and we need your support again. I mean, it's for your sake and for our sake as well. We are helping ourselves, all each other, right? And there will be technical difficulties. Definitely, I guess. I mean, this is our first time, so please ignore that for this
Yeah.
time, and we'll be better hopefully. And we need your support and wish you all the best in the FPL and as well as Game Week 18 is come again with other contents for the next minutes.
All righty.
So,
Thank you, guys. Thank
Okay.
you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
yep.
Thank you,
Bye bye.
Bye.
everyone. Stay safe, of course.
Stay safe.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.